Alrighty, YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about if you guys should be summoning for a 2B and A2. We finally got their skills, and they're looking pretty good. Obviously, if you want the short answer, yes, they have a lot of value behind them. They are collab characters, and they're arguably, I think 2B will arguably I think she might guarantee just be a top 10 character in the game. But A2 might be arguably, maybe you might say she's top 10. I don't think she will be top 10, maybe top 20, but I think 2B will probably be a top 10 character in the game, guaranteed. That you have to be honest. But yeah, you should summon for these characters. Honestly, they're must-haves. Out of the two, 2B is the better character for sure. So if you're asking yourself what character you should go to, prioritize 2B first and then A2, because A2 is good, but she has a lot of things going for her that kind of hold her back, in my opinion. But make sure you guys subscribe and like, and we'll talk about it. So 2B, obviously fantastic character. One thing I don't like, I've seen a lot of people, and it's so silly, a lot of people are like, oh, she's so bad because she's a defender and she doesn't have a taunt. You guys realize, right? She's the only reason why she's a defender is because defender gear gives the most HP out of supporter, attacker, and defender. This is a character who gets attacked based on HP. So the more HP she has, the better. I guess because she's a defender, you guys think automatically she's supposed to be a taunter. No, think of it like this. Burst 3 characters are DPS, Burst 2 characters are the taunters, and then Burst 1s are the supporters. Obviously, Burst 1 and 2s can also be a DPS. I mean, not DPS. Well, they could be a DPS or a supporter as well. But Burst 2 mainly focuses around the taunters. Burst 1 mainly supports around the supporters, and Burst 3s are literally only DPS. What DPS? Like if we go here and we go to Burst 3, what taunter is here in the Burst 3, right? There's literally none. Yeah, they're all DPS. Every Burst 3 character here is a DPS. So, yeah, but her being a defender was the best thing they could have given her, guaranteed. Now, the reason why she's so good is because of this attack buff, right? So when you enter the battle of Caster's final max HP, you get a 6.16% attack buff. Basically, it's based off the 2B's final max HP continuously. Now, the reason why this is good, right? I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's continuously, so it doesn't mean that if you pair up with Masked or another character, it's going to work. It will work, because the whole point of her first skill is to increase her attack buff, right? That's literally the whole point of her first skill. It's to increase her attack buff. So literally the more, and because it's final, it says final max HP, any type of HP buff will guaranteed help this character out. So Masked, the Summer Bay Mary, those characters, I think Freema as well, those are characters who can help out this 2B even more. But she'll be great by herself, but obviously characters like that will work fantastically with this character. Now, she's gonna hit very, very hard, because 6% of final max HP is no joke. Let me give you guys here, let me give you guys some type of thing. So let me just show you guys like this. Where's my Makima? My Makima with no dupes and no attraction level, with the gear that I plan on giving my 2B, has 2.5 million HP. I don't know if you guys can fully see it, but it has 2.5 million HP. If we take this number, let's just like do this 2.5. Let's just do exactly like this, right? Let's say my 2B was to have this attack or HP number. If we did obviously 16 or 6.16%, right, and divided that by 100% of the final amount, we would get a 77 attack buff on top of what? How much attack does my Makima have? She has 29,000, so she would already be at 100,000 attack. Remember, 2B is a character that literally increases her max HP by even more. So 2B will be a character sitting at easily 150, maybe even 200k, depending on how much you invest into this character. She will easily have, well, I think there's people who said her max HP can get well over 7 million, because I think a fully invested max, literally the max invested at max level, 2B has like, I think like there's a chart. People were telling me it's like a 5.9 million. So with all this number, that'll go by a big amount, right? So 2B, the more dupes she gets, the better she is. So this is a character you want to go invest into. Crazy. And remember, it's a limited character. It's not even, it's a collab character. So she's never going to rerun. And if she's a top 10 character of the game, this is a character you definitely want to have, right? This character might perform better than Scarlet in terms of numbers. I think that's just the given at this point, but we'll see, because remember, Scarlet's attack buff is very big as well, right? If she's not hitting harder than Scarlet, she's hitting as hard, if not just right around the numbers of Scarlet, right? But she also deals 2,400% final attack damage as distribute damage. The reason why this is good is because all her damage dealt is a final attack. So literally her attack from this buff is going to be implemented into all those effects, right? So 167%. Let me see if I can do the math right here. But let's say my attack is 100,000, right? I want to say 167% to that. I know it's not supposed to be like this, but I guess we'll have no choice but do it like this, right? And then divide that by 100. This will be the damage she's doing there. So what was it? When she lands 300 normal attacks, she'll be doing this much amount. If the numbers were like that, she'd be doing 167,000 to all enemies, right? And then obviously with her burst skill, distributed damage is crazy, because I believe that's the brand effect that Dorothy has as well. We'll see. No, distributed damage just means I believe it's shared equally. I mean, we could check in game. Let me just double check in game. So yeah, if we look here real quick on my screen here, distribute damage doesn't mean that it's like brand. It's not that at all. What distribute damage is, it's going to split between all the enemies. So it's 2,400% of final attack damage, and whatever the max number there is. So if we do the calculations, let's say I have 100,000 attack, 2,400, let's just say, of that divided by 100, it will be 2.4 million across the board. So literally just 2.4 million. It's not going to be 2.4 million per enemy, just 2.4 million in total. So her burst skill is going to do great numbers there. So 2B regardless, and then it's going to be 700% to the one enemy with the highest HP. It's a fantastic character. Against bosses, she's going to shred. Against enemies, shred. This character is a must-have character, right? Now, A2 is another character. She's very, very good as well. But the problem with her, it's not really a problem. You need to keep her with healers, because if you take a look to her burst skill real quick, essentially when you use her burst skill, she's going to have a permanent burst skill, right? So she's always going to be in this mode B effect until her HP falls below 40%, right? And you can reactivate that, of course, every time you use her burst skill. It's not like if you use her burst skill the one time and it's permanent, if you lose it, then you lose it. You can reactivate it, but the problem is, it says right here, if HP is below 40%, mode B will deactivate. So you just literally cannot use this burst skill, or I guess it just will not work if your HP is below 40%. So you literally have to run her with a healer. And if you want to have a permanent burst skill, like if you just want to have an average burst skill where you're using her burst skill for the 15 seconds, because 4% every 1 second of 60%, since that's the remaining HP you have, would be 15 seconds. If you want to go like that, then you don't need to focus on having too much healers with her, and you can just always heal above that percentage to be good. So Blanc will be good there, or Rapunzel, or even the Summer Mary, right? They'll be good there. But the thing is, or yeah, you can bring anybody who also increases HP, right? Not like Mask, because she doesn't, heal as well. But the Summer Mary will be, a nice partner as well. She heals and increases max HP, which will make it a lot better for, the more HP they have, the longer it's going to take for them to go down. I mean, not really, right? 4% is still 4% at the end of the day. So it doesn't really change much there, right? It's not like, yeah, it's based on percent, so it doesn't really matter there. But yeah, she's a character who's going to be good, but when you have her with healers, right? Because the moment she goes below 40%, she no longer has a burst skill, and that sucks because her first skill only procs if you use a burst skill. Not a burst skill, but her burst skill specifically. So you kind of need, you're basically by force to have a healer if you want to use this character the entire match. She's going to be good though. right? Her second skill, it's only 30% of final attack damage, but remember, because it affects multiple targets because of the explosion radius when you use a burst skill, or just even in general, because it's a rocket launcher, she's still going to do very good damage. So it'll be 30% towards, let's say, 5 enemies. That would be 150% in total. Not like it multiplies, but like in total it would add up to 150% damage dealt. And then obviously damage to parts, she's going to be good against bosses. But out of the two, there's no question 2B is the best character you want to go for. Like, this is honestly, I would honestly understand if people said they only want to go for 2B and not even A2. Right, because A2 is good, but with such a crazy restriction there, it's not really a restriction, but to be forced to run healers, and like, you have to run a healer with her. It's not she's better with healers, she is, but you have to run healers, because once you fall below 40%, which remember, if enemies hit her, she can fall below 40%. She just doesn't have a burst skill, right? But 2B is going to be increasing her max HP by a lot, and she'll be getting insanely strong just because of it. So it's quite nasty here. And one thing you can do, it is when you use her burst skill, but I've already made multiple videos on a team that literally decreases your cooldown so much that you can only have one burst 3 unit on your team for them to be insane. If you want that to be 2B, then by all means you can run that team. Literally, we're gonna have so much team builds on the channel, so make sure you guys subscribe and like for that. But yeah, I think guaranteed these guys are must-have characters. Honestly, both 2B and A2. I think A2 is going to be very good, regardless of the HP healing thing. Both of them are fantastic, though, for sure. 2B is a top 10 character, I think, easily. In terms of damage, she's probably one of the hardest hitting characters in the game, if not the hardest hitting character in the game. So she's just a muster regardless, right? She might surpass Scarlet. She might as well. She might blow Scarlet out the water, right? But that's just because of how HP scaling works, right? Attack percent based on your HP, and your HP in this game could be over 1 million is insane, right? So 2B definitely must have. A2 I would say is a must. I'd say it's a must summon because she has value behind her. Obviously, her being a collab limited, and she's actually good, right? There's no question. And you remember, there's free skins to all this stuff, and there's obviously battle pass skins and gacha pass skins. Honestly, I don't think most people are gonna get the gacha pass skin after seeing A2's like skin with the skirt, and then obviously knowing they're gonna get a free to play. Actually, I can show you guys the free to play. Somebody actually linked it to me in the Discord. Like, I can show you guys what the skin looks like, the free to play skin looks like in the shooting pose. Let me find it. So yeah, here, this is what it's gonna look like in the shooting pose with the without the skirt. It's pretty good, right? And then this is the wallpaper. It's actually pretty nice as well. And then obviously this is just like a skin itself, but this is the shooting. It's gonna be good. You guys let me know what you think. I think they're must summons, guaranteed. Guaranteed must summons. They're collabs and they're very good. Meta for sure, 2B especially. As for the people who are saying that they fumbled her because she's not a taunter, just because she's a defender doesn't mean she's meant to taunt. I mean, again, kind of ignore the typing of the character and focus more on the burst skill number. That kind of tells you how their role plays, right? If she's a burst 3 defender, she's guaranteed meant to be a DPS. If she was a burst 2 defender, then she would most likely be a taunt tanker, right? But because she's a burst 3 defender, she's a DPS, right? All burst 3s always have 40-second cooldowns, and obviously she's meant to do insane damage. She's just skilled off HP, so I guess you could say any character in the future who skills off HP for their damage will be a defender. So must-have character here. Very, very good character here. Just a bit iffy with the healing stuff, but very good overall. She's going to do damage, right? 110% of charge damage when you're in a full burst is no joke. No joke. So you guys let me know what you think. Your boy Zxous. We'll be live later on today at 6 p.m. when the banners actually do go live. Maintenance is about to start in 5 hours. And then it's going to be on for 7 hours, and then 7 hours will be 6 p.m. EST for me. That's when the banners will go live, or the banner. Only 2B is going live today. In a week, A2 will drop, but 2B will go live today. We'll test her out live on testing, and I'll have more videos later on today, near the end of the day. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully that cleared up how these characters really work. Very good, though. Very good. This is what the collab characters should look like. Oh my god, they did not fumble. Like, when you look at the Chainsaw Man and look back at the Chainsaw Man compared to this, you can see how they just really elevated with Limited recently. So you guys let me know what you think. Your boy Zxous. Let me know who you guys are summoning for, how deep you're going, your summoning plan, and all that stuff. I'll see you guys next time out. Peace.